Welcome to this edition of High School Rewind, available on highschoolrewind.com and the High School Rewind YouTube channel. It's soccer season. What better way to start it off than revisiting the 2015 5A state championship as the Brighton Bengals make the short trip over to the Alta Hawks to kick off this 2016 season. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Dane Stewart here to bring you today's game. What a game we have. We just mentioned a rematch from the 2015 state championship. Both these two teams in 5A. In fact, they were in the same region last year, but this year, without the dropping to 4A, this is now a non-region contest. Just doesn't quite feel right, but that's what it is for this year. Let's start first with the visiting Brighton Bengals. This is a really good squad. They lost a number of key players off that state runner-up team last year. One position to watch, it always is, going to be in the goal. The keep today for the Brighton Bengals, starting tonight and all year long, going to be the senior, David Shumway. This is going to be a key position as they lost their starting keep from last year's squad. A lot going to rest on Shumway. He's got a lot of help around him. This is a relatively young Brighton Bengals squad, but they do return a key player in Ben Fankhauser. That might be a familiar name to the soccer fans here in this state, the Fankhausers, but he is a solid midfielder, going to roam the field as he has in the past, and he's going to be really a key cog for this Brighton team offensively and defensively. Watch for him to help control the pace and the offense for the Brighton Bengals. Now as we switch and talk about the other side of the ball, and the Alta Hawks, the defending 5A state champion, although no defending this year, them being down in 4A, they also lost a number of key players off that state championship squad last year. Guys including Johnson as well as Colomir, names that have been playing for a couple years here at Alta. They're going to be looking to reload if possible, and again they return a key player in Mitch Fisher, the senior forward. Now he had 9 goals last year, the leading goal scorer amongst all those who are returning for the Alta Hawks. He's going to be big for them. Chandler Charette will be the starting keep this year for the Alta Hawks, a senior as well, and a first-year starter. So just as we mentioned with Brighton, maybe some, not going to say questions, but going to see a new keep for Brighton, going to see a new keep for the Alta Hawks as well. Both these two teams made deep playoff runs. Obviously, the state championship, they will not have to go through each other this year, but to start off the season, they will. What a way to kick off the 2016 season. The Brighton Bengals, the Alta Hawks, one of the state's best rivalries on the pitch, as we send you to the pitch right now for today's opening kick. Brighton visiting Alta, ready to kick off the 2016 boys soccer season. What a way to do it. Brighton in the visiting blue with orange numbers, and Alta in the home white with the black numbers and red trim. Alta will start with the possession here at the center circle. Waiting for the whistle. There it is, underway here from Alta High School, the defending 5A state champs against the defending runner-ups. Brighton with the possession, turned over right at midfield. That ball played up, trying to get there is Lowry. Good job by this Brighton defense, able to take it back. As Lovano turns it over. Good attack right to Fisher. Talked about him in the open as he takes it into the 18, centering pass, and that one too tall for the net. First time we see the leg of the senior keep, David Shumway. The kick headed up as Brighton looks to get the possession. Turned it over as Lorimore has it. Tried to play up, but a nice job coming back on the help by Passman as he has it now near side. Boy, marked tightly by Aguilar, and he has it taken right back away from him. Passman able to find Fankhauser in the middle. Looking to send this up. Essentially a drop pass to Peterson as he looks to center, and that ball got through. Fankhauser coming up in support. His centering pass deflected away. Good defense that time by Lorimore. Again able to deflect it away as they give it chase, and it will roll out. Giovanni Lovano to throw in. Brighton thought there was a handball there. No ruling from our official. Touched up. And it's Stowell had that one knocked away. Another Bengal throw in. Centered. And that one headed out. Good job by this Alta defense to get it out of the box. Brighton again looks to control here. Brogue. And it's Lovano coming up in support. His pass deflected out off of Alta. Throwing up the line. And now Passman has it. Inside the 18, a shot on net. And it's loose. Boy, nearly able to get that one past the goaltender. A nice save initially by Surratt. Surratt with a great kick to put it back in play. Fisher heads it up right to Lovano. As coming over was Aguilar. A couple Hawks there. Coming out with it was Moss. Fisher touched it right back. Bit of a run here for Smith. Looking. Great move. Gets it in the box on the head, and that one just wide of the net off of the noggin of Gabe Aguilar. Great play there from the Hawks. A really good scoring chance by the Hawks. Aguilar just missed it. That ball through the legs of the Bengals. Fisher played it up, and a good job that time stopping the run was Moss, as he would have been off. Throw in for Alta. Settled. A trio of Bengals there able to break up the pass. It's Aguilar trying to still play it, and that ball won out by Joseph Stoll, the junior midfielder, and then turned it right back. Fisher coming in support. Nice job that time by Passman, able to break it up, but it went back to this Alta defense as now they control at midfield. Fisher going to give chase to this one, but it will be Trayden Chamberlain, the sophomore, who will chase it down and let it roll out. 5 minutes into this first half, still no score. Had a good scoring chance for the Hawks. Brighton also had a good one. We are still scoreless. Fisher has it on that far side, able to keep it in play. Has help coming up. Looks to center, and that one off the shoulder of his teammate Zach Moss. Played over to Aguilar. Looking to get it in the box, and just off of the foot of Lowry. And turned over to the Bengals. As Michael Williams with it, up that far line to Finkhauser. A good pressure from behind. The help coming as Brighton will come up and maintain the possession right at midfield. They'll push it out to Lovano. Has Passman up his left side. Instead, he looks to go up the middle, and coming up to deflect that one out of play, I believe, was Rasmussen. Rasmussen, one of the captains for these Alta Hawks, a returning starter off of that 2015 state championship team. Is now up the near line. Lowry being marked by Stoll, and we'll have our first whistle of the game and a kick coming the way of the Hawks. Moss to take this kick. Was looking to go on net, and he was off target. Surratt's kick. Able to get through a couple Hawks before Rasmussen sent it up. Headed to center, and it's Finkhauser trying to control it. Couldn't do it. Nice job sticking with the play, that time by Grothaus. As again, the Hawks look to get it up the field. Fisher, look at that speed up that line, but ended up losing the possession. So now Brighton just looks to clear it out. They do so, but right to the awaiting foot of Aguilar, who had that one touch his hand. It will be a kick for the Bengals. Chamberlain to put it in play. Boy, and a ball up to Passman in the corner. Centered and broken up by Young in the box. A loose ball tracked down by Brighton. Lovano with it. The lefty looking to serve one up in the box, and that headed, I believe, off Rasmussen as Surratt couldn't keep it in play. And yes, we'll have our first corner for the Alta Hawks, for the Brighton Bengals. Ben Finkhauser from the flag. Far side, headed out by Alta, and we'll have a throw-in. After Brighton couldn't control it, a goal kick, but right to the awaiting foot of Smedley. And now it's one-on-one around Surratt. Can he get it in? Keeps it off of going out of bounds and then turned it over. Oh, man, what a great job coming back in help by Colby Young as Surratt was flat out beat, and it was Young who came back to break that up and save the goal. A great play by the junior defender keeps this at 0-0. Far side, now we see Brighton with some sustained attack here. And then that one was dribbled a little too far out in front of him. Lovano will come back, and we'll let that bounce out for a Brighton throw-in. Just trying to get it up the field quickly to Stoll on a run. Alta there to break it up. Another Bengal throw-in. Fankhauser touches it back. Lovano, service in the box. Ball in the air, headed out by Grothaus. And now Alta with an opportunity to counter. In the process, Brighton able to get a foot on it and slow it up. Controlled by Smith and Grothaus. Fisher looking to bring it up. Boy, just good marking that time put on by this Brighton D as that one kicked up and out of play. Fisher able to settle. Now Aguilar touches back. McLeese trying to get it up the field, and Lovano didn't get everything on that one. Alta with it, near side. Lorimore, the center, and it hit right to the foot of Chamberlain, able to clear it. Touched up, Fankhauser with some time. Able to find Brogue in support. Great move, spinning around, touched up, Passman, and we got our first goal of the season. Alex Passman. They've tried to find him a couple times. That time it works. And at the 12-minute mark, the Brighton Bengals notch their first goal of the season, 1-0 against Alta. A nice early goal for the Bengals. Now we've seen, again, those last couple minutes, some sustained attack, looking for more. Fankhauser over to Brogue. Brogue going to come with it near side. Lovano able to keep it in. And that one deflected out off of Alta. Lovano plays it back. Fankhauser heads it up. And coming through with it is Smedley, and then lost it the second time. Good job by Alta. Marking tightly, able to get that possession back as Smedley nearly had a bit of space to make another run. Passman deflects it, though now to clear it out will be Rasmussen. Fankhauser plays up, trying to get there, and that ball rolls beyond the line. It'll be a goal kick for the Hawks. We also had our first card issued. Alec Grothaus picked up the yellow. Not sure if it was something he said, but got carded here in the 15th minute. That ball played up. Again, I think they were looking for Passman. He is going to be a tall task for people to deal with. And just a sophomore, so a couple more years here under Coach Cushing. And he's got a couple sophomores. We talked about their relative youth, juniors and sophomores. Make an impact here early on this season. Thrown in. Boy, great job coming back by Justin Mendel, the junior, making his first appearance after that card, and did a great job. Fisher. Off the throw-in, boy, 3 Bengals, and got it right through the legs of Lovano, and then deflected that ball, and it will be a kick for the Bengals. Number 4, Trent Dickerson, the junior defender, has come in for the first time as Giovanni Lovano checks out. He's had a nice start. Passman up the line. Time. Now drawing the defense near him. Still with it. Passman trying to protect it. Wanted to go through the defense and then ended up tripping up the Hawk. I think it was McLeese. It will be a kick for Alta. Great battle on that far line. Alta looks like they came out with it. Yes, they will. Elliott Smith with it on that far line. His pass deflected by Fankhauser. And now the Bengals again with the possession. Fankhauser able to win that battle. Looking to play it up was a good idea. Now it will get up. And it is Mendel with the center. And a great paw on that ball by Surratt to punch it out. Coming up in support, Dickerson now in the box. And a great job coming up again by Colby Young. The defenseman, just a junior, has had 2 big plays already. And now things getting a little physical down low. We'll get a whistle and a kick for Alta. Coming over, Josh Clark for the Bengals. And kicked out off of Alta. Clark throws in quickly to Brogue. Nice move there. Dropped it in support and missing the ball. And now numbers for Alta. It's Fisher from about 20. In the box, Fisher on net. What a save put on by Shumway. And then Brighton, the defense comes back and clears it out. The throw in for the Hawks, headed out by Chamberlain, and we'll have a corner. Moss will take the corner. In the box, headed by Fisher, and that one up over the net, and a goal kick for David Shumway. Dylan Heaton has checked in for Alta. Ethan Paul and Zach Seeger both check in for the Bengals. Speaking of, that was Seaton there, or Seeger there. Couldn't control it as Alta looking for another opportunity. And again, Chamberlain had some trouble controlling that one. That one a little tough off the hop. Shumway there to pick it up. At one out by McLeese. Lofted up ahead for Pressman. We'll play it back. Dickerson looking to serve one up and headed back into the awaiting hands of Surratt. Getting ahead on it was Brogue. Battle for possession still ensuing. Looks like it's Ethan Paul, the sophomore, got tripped up, and a whistle and a kick for Brighton. Trayden Chamberlain on the kick. What a great kick, but it was too long and over the head of everyone. Surratt's kick. Paul able to get ahead on it, and it'll be a throw-in for Alta. Fisher tried to play it back and some miscommunication. Michael Williams and Joseph Stoll both check back in for the Bengals. Chamberlain plays it up and right to McLeese, excuse me. And coming back, what a great job that time by Dylan Heaton. Able to get the possession back, played up for Fisher. Overstepped it, some turf issues on that far side. Speaking of great defensive plays, there was Seeger. Able to slow up this Alta attack. Played over to Colby Young. And now Lorimore. A centering pass to Fisher. Drops it. And Brighton will at least get it out of the box for the time being, but it hits the foot of Fisher. Still not out of trouble. Mitch Fisher takes it into the box and then out again as he's drawn a couple Brighton defenders with him. Good find to Elliott Smith. Drops it and a shot. That one would have been just beyond net, but there was Shumway to collapse on it. Williams with it. Pushes it over to Dickerson. And it's Williams who comes out with it. Nice footwork Played up into the corner, no one there. As Colby Young comes over for Alta, but gave it right back to the awaiting foot of Mendel, and he played that one up for no one. Moss back on for the Alta Hawks, and Jack Anderson makes his debut, the sophomore, as this ball goes out of play. Stoll plays it up, and he's got Perez. Instead, it's Alta that comes away with it. Played out. Boy, nice job with that extra gear, though we've got a whistle, and we'll have a Brighton kick all the way back. Chamberlain, soft into the box and able to head it out. That time was Rasmussen. And again, got a big foot on it to break up what looked like a wanted shot attempt. Played out. Clark able to keep it in. Far side. And a good battle. And clearing it out that time is Moss. Fisher trying to get there. Deflects the clearing attempt, though it will be out off of him. 25 minutes into this first half. And 1-0. The Brighton Bengal lead. Coming up, Stoll, I believe, able to play that one up. And that ball out. Have to apologize, that was not Stoll. It was 18, Andrew Peterson. As that ball again out of play. Jet Solis has come on for the Alta Hawks, the sophomore. As we've got a handball here. And a Brighton kick. Lovano to put it in play. Battle. One out from Grotehouse. This one thrown in over everyone. We'll have a goal kick. Surratt kicked it right to the head of Williams. Now given chase, Young will let it roll out. Thrown in up the line as Paul able to get a head on it. Stoll played it up. And now coming over, I believe is Pat Seeger, I believe. Cleared out by Grotehouse. And couldn't be kept in. It'll be a throw in for Brighton. Fankhauser and Brogue come back on for the Bengals here in the 30th minute. Surratt's kick. Eventually controlled by Alta. And again, great job by Seeger on that far side. Able to come away with it. Speaking of come away with it. And then some fancy footwork as this ball played up. Controlling it will be Shumway. Looking to come near side with it. Ball controlled by the Bengals. Touchback for Lovano. Excellent job coming back from Jet. Able to get it for the Hawks. Colby Young, great spin move there. Solis with it. Plays outside. Anderson. Back to McLeese. He plays this out. Time and space for Grotehouse. Closed down on. A nice touch that time. Broken up, however, by Brogue, who lost his shoe on the play, able to regain. And we've got another whistle here and a Brighton kick near midfield. Chamberlain plays that far side, and then a good idea that time trying to get it up to Seeger. Came off a little hard off the foot of Dickerson. And now Surratt will have a chance to kick it up and back in play. Taking his time. Boy, what a kick. Lovano will just one touch it up, and just like that, the Bengals looking to potentially get a run on. Instead, the ball wasn't able to be controlled. Looked up for Fisher. That was a great idea. The defense there for Brighton, as it has been most of this game. Played up. Trying to get there is Ethan Paul. Colby Young will win out and let it roll out. Murray comes on for the Hawks in relief of Colby Young, who's had a whale of a first half. He's done a great job on that back line. Boy, what a battle there. Fankhauser literally pulling the man down, and it will be a kick for Alta. Put in play quickly, trying to get it up to Mitch Fisher. Chamberlain able to head it out, will allow the defense to set. Smith looking to throw in. Has a man back, that's where he goes with it. It's Heaton. Service, no one there. Anderson kind of let that one roll, and it's out off of Brighton. The corner from Moss. In the box, headed out. Great job that time by Williams. Didn't even get past the initial line. Now Fankhauser gets tripped up, and it will be a Brighton kick. Approaching the 35th minute here at Alta High is that one headed out off the head of Murray. Heaton got whistled on the challenge. And now a kick opportunity for Brighton. Fankhauser, as Lovano steps over it. Fankhauser, what a shot on net, but right into the paws of Shumway as he rolls this, of Surratt, as he rolls this up to Elliott Smith. Smith now with it, marked by Brogue, as that one rolls out, and a throw in for Brighton. Played back, and again to Lovano. Good find of Williams. Though Alta able to get it back. They've got some numbers now. Anderson with it near side, time and space for the Alta Hawks. Anderson, that one deflected off the back of Stoll. Headed up to Jet, and then headed out where Lovano will track it down for the Bengals. Played up the near line. Great control that time from Ethan Paul. Able to find Fankhauser. Touched up. Now we've got a bit of a counter coming for the Bengals. Brogue stepped right over the ball, and a great challenge put on that time by Alec Grothaus for the Alta Hawks. Lovano, an impressive through the legs touch up. As again, Brighton looking to put some offensive pressure on as that ball out of play, and Alta to throw in. Thrown in, up the line, headed out. Stoll in the middle of the field. Pushes out, it's not going to get to Lovano. Jet able to track it down. Now some space for McLeese. Trying to go far side to the foot of Elliott Smith. Now coming up, Grothaus with it in support. Bit of an overplay there. As Moss with it. Drawn defense near him, will drop it back. And that one, tough control from Aguilar. Still with the Hawks. Fisher with it. Has Moss outside. That's where he goes with it. Moss, an opportunity to center. Service in the box. Right over the head of Solis. And played out by the Bengals. Great job getting that around the oncoming defender. And now Fankhauser with it. Pushing outside is Ethan Paul. That's where he goes with it. Great counter coming from the Bengals. Paul in the box. And deflected out off the foot of Rasmussen. Touchback to Williams. A center. Still not out. And now Surratt will pick it up as we've got a Bengal down in the box and a whistle to stop play. It was Seeger who went down. He was able to walk off under his own power. Good to see. We're inside of 2 minutes left here in the opening half, and turned right over. Paul with it. Had Fankhauser up the right side instead. Was unable to keep the rush going as it was kicked away. And now sent up for Alta on the counter. Looking to get it up to Solis. Great job by Lovano, able to break that play up. Brighton not out of trouble yet. Moss pushes this out, and too far beyond the run. The kick from Shumway. Fisher trying to get there. Will get there. But a pair of Bengals come back and take it right away. Solis, Fisher. Again, an opportunity developing here for the Hawks. Fisher from 18, a slow roller that Shumway was able to scoop up. That shot might have been deflected. Thought I heard a tip here. Good job of marking by this Brighton defense. They were with him step for step. Not a lot of space there for Fisher. Boy, great touches there from Brighton, as that's out off of Alta. Thrown in, looking the way of Fankhauser, as Alta does a great job to get that out of the trouble. Lovano coming up, and it's Solis who wins the battle. And then that one just kicked out. And that's our half. Great action here from Alta High School. The Brighton Bengals, the lone goal. They lead 1-0 at the break. An entertaining first half. Second half about to start. Bengal ball to start. They play this back. Run up that far sideline. This passman, though was the intention to get it to him, couldn't get it. It was Young and Fankhauser, a pair of twos there. And it will be a throw in for Brighton. Fankhauser has it back, looking to play center into the box, and that was just a step behind, I think. Rogue, who may have taken one step towards the goal. Had he not, he would have had a great shot from about 15. Headed up, Lovano coming over, now played up, and it's Fisher, touches it past, and then there to save it and kick it out of play was Josh Clark. An immediate counter, great play there from Alta. They are rewarded with a corner. Service to the backside, headed in. Oh boy, a couple of real nice head attempts. Rasmussen centered it to Fisher, though that one was too tall. Boy, a great scoring chance off that corner. Score remains 1-0. And we've got a dangerous kick here, I believe. Yes, we do. Ball put down quickly, played over. To Young, now back. Rasmussen will push it to that far side, and Alec Grotehouse. Bengals closing down on him, able to find a teammate up the sideline, Laura Moore. Fisher tried to play it up around the defense, but turned it over in the process. And now a counter put on by the Bengals. There's Rasmussen to break it up for Alta. This one kneed up, and that one kicked over the defender, and yes, a high kick. Is not a fan of the call on that far side. Pushed outside, Lovano trying to come up. Excuse me, that wasn't Lovano, it was Clark, but couldn't keep it in play. Clark there to get ahead on it. Deflected. This ball up. Fisher trying to control it. Bouncing again. Fisher came out with it as Clark just plays it out. Second half, and we've seen the Hawks with some better ball control, better possession. Trailing here 1-0. Just as we say that, Brighton now looking to counter quickly. Rasmussen, what great closing speed by Rasmussen, coming over and pushing it up. Fisher in a battle over there and cleared out by Chamberlain. Smith looking to cross. Headed in. Man against goalie. Man wins. Zach Moss with the equalizer just 4 minutes into the second half. What a great play, all set up on the cross. Moss was left alone, and the Alta Hawks have knotted things up at 1. We mentioned it just a minute ago. The intensity for Alta has picked up. Now Brighton's going to have to find a response. Fankhauser with it, near side. Pushed up and headed out. Ball thrown in to Stoll. Being challenged immediately. We'll push this out. I think this is Passman. He's going to try to center one. Served in the box and headed out that time by Smith. Fankhauser comes back to keep the possession. Some fancy footwork, though couldn't keep it in. Young to throw in. And Fankhauser came up to apply some good pressure there. Broke. Dribbling around the defense. Sticking with him was McLeese. And now we've got a whistle and a foul. Surratt plays this up, and that one out off of Alta. Thrown into Chamberlain quickly. Had troubles controlling that. And now Fisher trying to track this down, middle of the field. He's got it. Playing around the defender, pushed out. Space for Smith, centered, and that one well over everyone. And a new keep on for the Brighton Bengals. Not sure if it's Jensen or Nuttall, but we'll get a number for you on that one quickly as soon as we can. Fisher with it. Touches this back for Smith. Played that up. As Brighton able to control it. Big kick. What a leg. Just a sophomore. Getting time in this early portion of the season. Brighton had a chance to counter. And McLeese, it's a nice thought, took it right away. Alta pushing things back. Moss outside trying to get there's Lorimore. Bodied. And there will be the flag. We will have a kick for the Alta Hawks. And the linesman was overruled by the official, so a goal kick awarded to the Bengals. So that's deflected out off Brighton. Fisher, the recipient, off the throw-in, trying to work that far sideline. And it is Brighton that comes out with it. Fankhauser pushes it over near side, no one home. Boy, great job that time by Aguilar. Looked like he was going to drop it and turned right around. Now Aguilar trying to get up to it in the box, and coming up that time was Jensen to pick it up. This ball won at midfield by Moss. Passman. Moss closes down on him. Ran him over. An official, there's the whistle. Good crowd on hand for Brighton Alta. Mentioned region rivals for years. Just doesn't quite feel right having them outside of the same classification. Nice drop and then played up that time by Lorimore. Trying to get there is Lowry. Well, the goalie will pick it up. Jensen has room near side. That's where he's going to throw it. Good arm, too. It's Josh Clark. Plays it up. Gets it back. Up the sideline to the foot of Williams. That center broken up by McLeese. And then there to head that one away, I believe, was Stoll. Nearly another opportunity for the Alta Hawks. Lowry with it. Centers. And McLeese will have to chase that down. He'll allow his teammate Grotehouse to come up. A challenge. And now a late whistle. And a kick awarded to Alta. The sun has come out in this second half. So has the Alta Hawks offense. We've seen a pickup of intensity as this kick was just wide of the net. Jensen puts this in play, sized up, and headed back up by Moss. He has it again, has the Alta goal. Here's McLeese, pushes out. He's available to drop. And that out off of Fankhauser. Colby Young with it, space. Now near side, Elliott Smith plays this up. Lowry back to Smith. Williams was marking him, and that one kicked out off Clark. Oh, excuse me, off Alta. Again, Josh Clark up the line, headed back up off the head of Smith. Now Brighton able to clear it out. Lovano, far side. Passman tried to play that up, played it out. Jet Solis has come on for the Alta Hawks as he tried to track that one down. Paid a price for it too as he gets whistled. A good show of sportsmanship by Solis on that one as he came back to give a hand to the Bengal that he knocked over. As this ball rolls out, another throw in for Brighton. That ball deflected out off Smith. Clark again to throw in. Fankhauser was trying to create some grass to get it to, and he had that one back. Clark again. Looking to center. Stoll will try to push this out. Lovano up that far line and broken up by Alta. Now Lowry leading the counter here. Slowing things up. Moss dribbles back near midfield. Will push it out with Colby Young. Time and space for Young. Has a man up the sideline, but lost it on the challenge by Michael Williams. Fankhauser now continues to push it. Ethan Paul and Rasmussen gave a good shoulder, trying to keep that in, and does so. Official rules no foul on the play. As Lovano heads it up, Fankhauser with it. Again, being collapsed down on. Has a man. Pushed outside. Passman. His center was broken up nicely by Lowermore. Thrown in, looking to go to the box. Kneed out by Rasmussen. Able to keep it in play, but did so to Lovano, who's now going to try to get one up in the box. Headed out by Young, unable to control it. And there's Jet. The ball will eventually get to Elliott Smith. That's where the intention was originally, as Clark will clear that out of play. Young to throw in. Does so to McLeese. There's Passman, almost able to take it away from Lowermore. As it is, Alta with an opportunity here. And that ball was too far ahead of Lowry. Justin Mendel on for the Bengals. Dylan Heaton on for the Hawks. We are in the 17th minute here in the second half. Knotted up at 1 after the Moss goal. That challenge won out by Brighton. They've been on the defense for much of this second half after owning the first half. That ball played up. And boy, good play that time by Rasmussen as Surratt was coming up to play it. And there's a Bengal right there who had other thoughts in mind. It was Ethan Paul. Passman to throw in, does so to Paul. In the corner. Good job by this Hawk defense. Thrown in to Fankhauser in the box. Played back. That one up, and there was Surratt for the easy handle. The ball takes a hop right over the Brighton defender who was trying to settle it. As Soul dropped it. And now behind the defense is Smith. Keeps it in, centers, and that ball was too long as he had Lowry on that backside, and then that ball ruled out. It'll be a goal kick for the Bengals. No, a corner coming the way of Alta. Jack Anderson comes on for Alta, and Emmanuel Perez on for Brighton. Moss on the corner. Looking at that back door and just headed out. What a play that was. An excellent job by this Brighton defense as that one looked like it was going to go in. Not sure who it was, if it was Perez, Chamberlain, maybe Stoll. But a big play there by this defense to keep this game knotted up at 1. As now time and space being closed down on quickly as Fisher came all the way back to get that possession, take it away from Mendel. Played up. Fankhauser with it now. Looking to cross. Passman will come back for it. Looking to settle things up. Has a man up the wing. It's Brogue. And that ball tackled away by Alta. Thrown in quickly. Passman. Again, you see these Hawks just close down. Back to Passman from Brogue. And a whistle and a kick now for Alta. That ball kicked out of dangerous territory by Chamberlain. As now Brighton again looks to counter. And it will roll out. Fisher with it. And a good challenge. One out that time from Perez. Played back to Lovano as he will send this one high and up the field. Headed by Rasmussen right to the foot of Mendel. Centered. Through to Fankhauser, and it's Fankhauser with the goal! Ben Fankhauser. Boy, looked like the goalie and D-men got a little mixed up on the play. Fankhauser able to turn around. The Bengals retake the lead here in the 63rd minute.
Let's go! Hey, come on, run it back!
And now after Alta's controlled so much possession again, Brighton. Aggressive attack here. Couple Bengals there. Passman able to chip it, now trying to track it down himself. Challenge taken away by Alta. How about that? Just running over men is David Brogue. Who says soccer's not a physical sport? And then a trip, and we'll have a Brighton kick from just outside the box. The kick headed out by Smith. And now we've got another whistle and a kick for Alta. Lovano clears it. Young comes up to head it back up. Fisher able to track it down, pushes this out. Smith back to Fisher. Man on and lost that one. Played up. And now Dickerson with time and space up the line. Trying to get there's Mendel, and that's deflected out off of him, and it will be an Alta kick, Alta throw-in. Perez played that up well out in front of Mendel. Surratt will pick this up and throw it back in play to the other end. Grotehouse has Fisher. Able to head that up. Nice job that time by Anderson. And then a whistle. It'll be an Alta kick. Surprised that advantage wasn't awarded on that, but it will be a Moss kick here. A long kick and right into the hands of Jensen. Throws it up. Fankhauser going to track it down for Brighton. And he lost that out of play. I think he thought he had a little more space than he did. It's cleared up right to the foot of Rasmussen. Now pushed out and over to Alec Grotehouse. A couple Bengals over there, back to Grotehouse. Space. I thought he may have had McLeese up the middle. Instead drops it back to Rasmussen. Willing to take their time here, the Hawks. Far side is Anderson, and he lost it. He gets Perez. And that ball deflected out. It was Lovano, who will now throw it in for Brighton as Aguilar checks in for Alta. And Paul in for Brighton. Trying to track that down, and doing so is Solis. And then, actually, he couldn't track it down. It'll be a throw in for Brighton. Fankhauser, the recipient, pushes over to Clark, near side. Played 68 minutes. That ball up the line. Boy, beautiful job of staying in. That's a beautiful rotation. Is Dickerson with it? Punched away by Young. Brighton to throw in. Into the box and easily out off the foot of McLeese. Fisher with it at midfield. Marked by Fankhauser. Dropped back with Grotehouse. Has Anderson on that far side. Instead goes to the middle of the field. Now near side. Coming back to get it is Smith. Centering pass to Aguilar. Now they'll get it up the field to Anderson. Far side. A great move past Lovano. Anderson served into the box and right into the hands of Jensen as that one was on net. Rolled out to Lovano. Played up and all the way down to Surratt. He's going to throw it near side with Colby Young. Giving chase from behind is Mendel. That ball beyond Fisher is now Passman with it. The challenge. One out by Alta, though back to Brighton. Trying to come near side, and that ball too long. Unable to be saved. Young throws into Fisher. Trying to go up that line to Solis. The ball was deflected, and now Brighton with an opportunity to counter. Fankhauser has Mendel up the line. That's where he goes with it. Mendel, opportunity to center. Doing so. And that ball loose in the box and now cleared out by Colby Young as Surratt came up. Wanted to get his hands on the ball. Now a counter the other way for Alta as it's Jet Solis near side. Closing down on him. Clark, the centering pass gets through. And then that ball just off target as it was Moss looking for his second. And they say a goal kick as Moss thought that was deflected. As we are now complete through 71. 2-1 the lead to the Bengals. As this one headed up, and we've got a whistle back at midfield. It'll be a kick for Alta. Back to Rasmussen, now up with Murray. Played up, trying to track this one down, and unable to do so. A whistle and a kick here for Alta. Moss from about 28 yards out. In the box, and that one headed in and good. A goal for Alta in the 72nd minute. The kick from Moss, and coming in was Elliott Smith, the senior, to get his head on it, and we are knotted up here at 2. Boy, what a great play from Alta. The set play, the header worked to perfection as Surratt now will clear this one out of trouble. We are still tied up, or back to being tied up. As Fankhauser with it, near side with Clark. 73 minutes complete as that ball deflected out. Thrown in to center, and Joseph Stoll. And a whistle, kick here for Brighton. put down quickly and pushed out to Lovano. All sorts of time and space for him on that far side. Gives a little fake and then couldn't get the ball off cleanly. Challenge and won back by Brighton. Here's Finkhauser with it. Boy, good footwork there. Wanted to get it up to Stoll, did so, but Stoll gave it right back. Challenge there and a shoulder out at midfield. Alta to throw in. Touched right back. Here's Fisher with it. As a man. Aguilar tried to push it up to a running Seth Lowry, but it was beyond him and easily swallowed up by Jensen. Headed up by Dickerson. A good challenge there. McLeese again able to win the ball. Clark drops it back and now cleared out off the foot of Chamberlain. Man on, and Clark takes it away. Is hitting the turf hard, and holding his ankle is Gabe Aguilar. Drop kick to put this back in play after Aguilar was able to walk off. Jensen plays it up. That ball punched through the legs of Fisher. And now it's Lorimore with it, far line. Challenged, and the ball will roll out. It'll be a throw-in for Alta. Excuse me, we've actually got a kick awarded here. So again, Moss, last time he took one, it ended up in the back of the net off the head of Elliott Smith. See if they can do it again. Great ball. Boy, that one still floating around before being headed out by Finkhauser. Thought that might have been beyond the line, but it wasn't so. It was headed back in. And again, this Brighton back line able to keep it out of the net somehow. Back to center, pushed up ahead. Lorimore, I believe, a little behind Fisher. End up giving up the possession. No, it will be tracked down by Moss. Has help and couldn't get it to it. Loose ball. No one wants it for Brighton. Dickerson will pick it up, but not before running over his own man, and now Murray will track it down and throw it up the line as far as he can. Thrown in to Stoll. Lovano in support. Was looking the way of Finkhauser. That window closed quickly with this Alta defense. Challenge. Coming out with it. Maybe? No. Now Alta gets it. Is throwing his hands in the air. Lorimore was just asking for help from the official, and no help there. First game of the season for the teams, and first game of the season for our officiating crew. Everyone getting back in soccer mode here. First game for myself as well. Clark. Challenge. Another one. And eventually Brighton comes away with it. Finkhauser tried to center it. He's coming back is Dickerson to keep it for Brighton. And Dickerson finds it again. Now space up the sideline. Sent to no man's territory, cleared out. There's Chamberlain with it. Dickerson trying to settle it. Space on that far side as Lovano will come up to fill the gap. Has Passman up the side, instead centers in the box, headed around. Dickerson trying to get there, instead it is cleared out off the foot of Elliott Smith. Past the 78th minute. Clock is quit running for us. Still tied up at 2, legs getting intertwined, and it'll be a kick for Alta. Kick headed back to McLeese. Finkhauser able to settle it. Plays it up. to Ethan Paul. He's pushed over, and a kick now for Brighton. Lovano to take this kick. Into the box, and coming out is Surratt. Able to catch that one easily, just like a center fielder. This one bounces over everyone. Lowry unable to get to it. Finkhauser again able to settle near midfield. Now looking up quickly to Ethan Paul. A quick attack here from the Bengals, as Rasmussen able to kick it out. Headed back, Paul can't quite get there, and it'll go back to Alta. Thrown into Rasmussen. He's going to clear this one out. Fisher able to settle it at midfield. Not much help. Tried to push it up to Lowry. Had 4 Bengal defenders. Now Fisher comes and wins it before, well, he'll take it back away from Clark. Boy, a nice hustle from Fisher here. But at the end of the day, nothing to show for it as the Brighton Bengals get it right back. Centering pass broken up that time by McLeese as he was right there. Looking again for Lowry. Is coming out to pick that one up will be Jensen. And there's regulation time. 2-2. The Bengals and the Hawks. The Alta Hawks, the defending 5A state champions, they are now in 4A and hosting the team that they defeated to win that state championship, the still 5A Brighton Bengals here at Alta High School. This is a team with, well, a couple of teams with high aspirations for this year. We talked, they both made it to Rio Tinto last year, that championship game awarded to the Alta Hawks in a 2-1 victory. They would look to prove that they were still the better team, even though these two teams very much different. First half, and what a first half it was. Alta looked really good early on. They had a couple of really nice attempts on the Brighton goal, but how about this, stepping up early, it was Colby Young after Surratt got out of position. Young was there to save what would have been a surefire Brighton goal. That's a big play by this Alta defense early on. Young, just a junior, had a great game in this one. To the 12th minute we go, and it would be Alex Passman for the Brighton Bengals putting them on the scoreboard. 1-0, just 12 minutes into the ball game. The Bengals looking for a little revenge later in that first half, and we've got a turnover. 2-on-1 situation developing. What a save from Shumway. David Shumway in the 20th minute, a big save there to keep this at 1-0. That would be our score as we head to the break. The Alta Hawks in that first half, they got, I don't want to say dominated, but they did not have much possession the last 25 minutes of that first half. The second half, boy, they came out, they showed a lot of intensity, a lot of credit to this Alta Hawks squad, and it was early on, the 36th minute, the cross, and then the centered Zach Moss from in the box, and it's the first Alta Hawk goal of the season. Zach Moss scoring in the 36th minute. We are not tied up at 1 apiece. Second half, and Coach Cushing put in Thomas Jensen, sophomore keeper, give him a little experience against a really good squad, and he got a little bit out of position in about the 60th minute. A good opportunity here for the Alta Hawks. This one on net in that back line, able to head it out, keep it out of the net. We were still at 1-1. What a great defensive play by that defensive line. They were great today for the Brighton Bengals. Now to the 63rd minute, and this ball played up to Finkhauser, a popular name against the Bengals. Spin around and a goal for Finkhauser in the 63rd. The Bengals retake the lead here, looking if they can get the defensive stop for a big win on the road to start the season. But 10 minutes later, and the Alta Hawks would have the answer. A free kick here for Zach Moss, and it's Elliott Smith with the header to knot things up at 2 apiece. That one would be huge. The header from Elliott Smith, knotting it up at 2 apiece. That would be our final score here from Alta High School. We talked about it. These two teams, they played for a state title. They both have aspirations to get back to Rio Tinto, make deep playoff runs, and great opponents to start off this 2016 season. The Brighton Bengals, the Alta Hawks, it's a big rivalry. Both have lost a number of players, returned some key players. It was a good opportunity for both these staffs to see who they had. A couple names that stood out, let's start first with the Brighton Bengals. That defensive line looked good. This is a youthful team. Chamberlain is young, Brogue is young, Finkhauser does what a Finkhauser does, controlled the field, had the big goal to give them that 2-1 lead. The Brighton Bengals, young team, they're going to be forced to be reckoned with in Region 3, not only this year, but for years to come. A lot of youth on display tonight for Coach Cushing. They looked very good. Meanwhile, for Coach Mitchell and these Alta Hawks, this is a team that lost a lot of key guys. You're talking about Colomir, some of those kids, but they looked very good. Surratt was good in goal today for the Alta Hawks. Colby Young was big on that back line. We talked about the essential save he had, but he was really good against an aggressive Brighton attack in that first half. And then Mitch Fisher did a great job keying things as well. Zach Moss, a name that stood out, had the goal and an assist. Big game today for Zach Moss. The Alta Hawks, boy, they may have dropped a classification, but they don't look to have dropped any skill. They will be tough in 4A. Again, our final score here from Alta High School. The Alta Hawks and the Brighton Bengals tied up at 2 apiece. And now it's come time for us to announce our man of the match. We gave you a little hint a little earlier. Zach Moss it is, the senior with the goal and the assist. Our man of the match. Congratulations to Zach Moss on a fantastic game here today. Well, that's going to do it for our first soccer game of the season on this edition of High School Rewind. It's been our privilege to bring it to you. We're going to go and capture the best soccer games across the valley this entire season. We hope you come along for the ride with us. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time here on High School Rewind.